Alina, I'm sorry. On the day you plan to come back from your parents' house with our daughter, I'm going to have to leave on a business trip.
What ended up happening that caused you to have to do that?
The person who was supposed to be going on the business trip was just admitted into the hospital with some lung problems, so I was asked to step in for them and got on this trip. There isn't anyone else in the department that knows as much as I do about the assignment, so I'm going to have to go in that person's place, so I won't be around for your return home.
I see. Well, that's not a problem, though. I'll figure something out, so you don't worry about me and focus on that trip. I can either ask someone else to come out here and get me, or have one of my parents take me home. I could also just stay out here at their house until you're back home, too.
Sorry about this. I should be home during this point in time, but things just started to fall apart one after another.
What are you talking about, Kenneth? Everything is totally okay right now. I get that you have to go out of town for a bit when I was planning on coming home, but you aren't doing it on purpose. Also, I can handle myself when things like this come up.
You have a good point. Thank you for saying that to me.
And another thing about you being a new dad is that you have to focus on your job just as much as your family, so please don't apologize for having to leave town. I'll be doing my best now as well, figuring out what to do next, so let's do our best together.
All right. Thank you, Alina. But there is actually one other thing I'm a bit worried about.
What's that?
I just got a message from my mom out of nowhere, and she seemed pretty upset. My little sister, Morgan, got a divorce and had to come back home to my parents' house.
What? That happened with Morgan? Once again, can we say that her timing was very good?
I'm sorry. Though I'm not sure why I'm apologizing for something like that. It's not going to solve anything.
So, as of right now, back over at your mom and dad's place, Morgan is there and will most likely be staying there for the long haul. I'll keep that in mind from now on.
If anything happens between you two, let me know right away. All right?
All right, I will. Morgan, I can hear you right now inside my house with someone else who has a much deeper voice than any woman I've heard before. What exactly is going on in there right now? Well, if it isn't my sister-in-law, Alina. I just got back to my house with my newborn daughter, and this is what I show up to? And how come my key no longer works to the house, making it impossible for me to open the door? Right now, I am beyond shocked by what all is going on here. So could you please enlighten me a little on what all is going on with you inside my house? Starting today, I'm making this place my house for good. You're being a nuisance right now, so could you please go back to your parents' house now? Excuse me? This happens to already be my house, Morgan. What are you talking about right now? This house? It's my house. I made sure to take it from you. And that means you can no longer call this place yours. Everyone already knows that that house is your brother's and mine, so would you stop trying to make such cruddy remarks about it? Now let me into my house right now. I have my baby in my arms right now that I just gave birth to a week ago, so how about you stop being a little brat and let me in? I don't care about you and your baby. Also, you've been out of this house for months now, so I'm sorry that you couldn't figure out that after being away for that long, the house would no longer be yours. I was away with my parents because I was going to have my baby girl, so don't start smart-mouthing me, little girl. Stop trying to bring that stinky little child into my house. Morgan, open the frickin' door! This house is for me and my older brother now, so you take that stinky little thing and go back to your parents' place. I'm not even going to let you into the front room, so you'd better get going before it starts getting cold out there. You are really pushing some very dangerous buttons right now, Morgan. But if that's how you want to behave still, then fine. I'll leave my house for you. All right. Did you know that I've always disliked you, Alina? I don't even get how my parents were able to endure you. Don't you ever come back around us, okay? Kenneth, your little brat of a sister has done it again.
Really? For God's sake.
She's gone into our house and taken it all for herself.
What?
I had just arrived there a little bit ago with the help of my dad. And as I was walking up to the house, I could hear Morgan in there with another person who I swear is a man. She went and did something to change the lock to the house, and I had no way of getting inside. And when I began to ask her to let me inside, she yelled at me, saying the house is hers and her older brother's now, and told me to leave. And then she started to call our daughter, our baby daughter, a thing. How the hell is this crap happening again, Kenneth?
Hey, calm down a little, Alina. Look, I totally understand that you're frustrated right now. And you, honestly, look, I do not blame you for that. Where are you right now, Alina?
I am at your parents' house right now. I called your mom about what happened, and she told us we could go over and stay with her. So I'm here right now with our daughter and my dad.
I see. Well, thankfully your dad was still around to help drive you and our girl over to my mom's place, but what the hell is Morgan thinking? And actually, how did she even get into the house in the first place?
Your mom told me that she couldn't find the spare key to our house anywhere and had been looking all over for it. She thinks Morgan took it from her.
God damn it. Well, if she was able to get that key, then she used it to get inside, and then probably unlocked all the doors from the inside, made sure to keep them locked.
Yeah.
Why the hell did this have to happen now, of all times?
Your mom was telling me that she had a talk with Morgan yesterday about some things. She said your little sister wasn't going to be allowed to stay too long at your parents' place this time, and that she needed to get a place of her own soon and find a job. That way she could move out and sustain herself for once. And, well, Morgan wasn't a fan of all that, rolling her eyes at your mom the whole time. Jumped to this morning, your mom woke up and couldn't find Morgan anywhere and started to wonder where she might have run off to.
So, she went and took our house after.
That's what it seems like.
I'm going to contact Morgan about this, so just hang tight. Wait for me to get back to you.
Sounds good. Good luck, Kenneth.
I was no use. I tried calling her over and over, yet she just kept sending my calls straight to voicemail. She won't even read any of my texts that I've sent her. Maybe she's gone and turned her phone off or something on me. I also tried calling the house phone, and nobody picked that up either.
I see. By the way, while you'd been trying to call your sister, your mom and I went through all of her things that she'd brought over here.
Her things?
These are all the things that her ex sent to your parents' house after the divorce, and so your mom made sure to put them all in your sister's old bedroom. Well, most of her things are all gone from here now, so we suspect that she took them all with her to our house.
Honestly, what the hell is wrong with her?
And, because of that, there's something I'd like to ask you.
What?
I've been thinking about what Morgan had said to me earlier, about how the house would be for her and you now. So I'm wondering, if you went to our house, would she still be willing to let you inside?
That's a good point.
I'm pretty sure she's going to be in our house for a while since she took all of her things with her. And so this can wait until you're back from your business trip. But when you have the chance, your mom and I would love for you to go over there and see what's going on with her, and then come back to your parents' house and tell us.
Understood. I'll be able to make it home tomorrow night, so before coming to you guys, I'll make a stop over at our house. And then we can start talking about what to do with Morgan.
All right, sounds like a plan. Thank you, Kenneth. Alina, Kenneth is back from his business trip now. And just like I was thinking, he's on my side. He was pretty surprised at first to see me in the house, but that's when I told him that the baby you had isn't even his. And he actually believed me without hesitation. Alina, did you actually do something you weren't supposed to do? I think my brother is no longer into you anymore. Sucks to suck, don't it? Well, now that he's on my side and no longer cares about you, this pretty much settles the fact that I own this place now. Alina, I would like you to take your baby with you and divorce my brother for me, please.
Alina, just like you were thinking, she let me into the house without question.
Thank God.
She started to go on about how the baby you gave birth to isn't even mine and all that, and was happy about it. So in order not to upset her any and let me in, I made sure to act as though I believed her, would no longer talk to you.
She was just texting me all about that a little bit ago. Right now she seems to think that you're on her side in all of this.
Understood. The fact that she would even say something like that about us, I'm not sure if I feel comfortable about her even being my sister anymore, you know?
Well, just don't worry about that for the time being. Just be happy you were able to make it inside our house. Now, while you're there, I'm going to get to work on what all needs to be done next here.
Roger that. But she is seriously determined to have this house and never let you back. You noticed that, right?
Well, something tells me her brain is aging a lot faster than the rest of her body, and that she's already becoming senile or something, which is causing her to go off the deep end. Or maybe it's a form of dementia. I'm not sure, but we need to make sure we do something about her before time gets away from us.
That's true. I can feel a chance to take care of her really soon here, though.
You think so?
When I have a bit more confidence in what's going on with her, I'll let you know what to do.
All right. Well, then I'll let you handle most of the work. Alina, I'm about to head out on a little vacation. I've actually gotten myself a new boyfriend, actually. And he invited me to go on a small little vacation overseas for the next 2 weeks. So I'll be leaving my house in the hands of my brother while I'm gone. And I made sure to tell him not to let you or that little smelly brat anywhere near this house. So don't even try anything while I'm gone. And hurry it up with that divorce, okay?
Hey, Alina. Morgan left the house 20 minutes ago. She just texted me saying she's on the bus to the airport now, so things should be just fine for you.
Understood. I'll let our little buddy know that things are going to plan here, all right?
All right, thanks. Now I'll need to pick up the pace here and make sure to get all of our things out of here.
Sorry that you're having to handle all of my things as well for me.
No worries. You already had to deal with enough now, so I can manage. Now I'm gonna get to work here. Preparing everything.
Sounds good, and thank you again for all of that. Alina! Hi, Morgan. Today is the day you came back to the States, right? Welcome back. I hope your flight and everything was all right for you. Where is my house? What? You had a house, Morgan? I don't recall you ever having one. I took that house from you saying that I'd be living there with Kenneth, right? Don't you remember all of that? Well, I just got off the bus and my house isn't there anymore. All that's left is dirt and gravel. What happened to my house? I'm not sure what all happened to the house, but what I do know is that the place was getting pretty old. Huh? It seemed the right thing to do would be to have that old place torn down and have the land used for an apartment building or something. So I got in touch with a good old friend of mine and had him and his company take care of all the demolition work. What? They're going to start the construction of that building here in the next few days, so I wouldn't stick around there too long as they'll need all the space they can get. What is going on here? How dare you demolish my house like that? Are you freaking kidding me right now? I'm sorry, but I have the right to choose what I want to do with my property. I'm not sure what house of yours you're talking about, but that house was mine. Shut up! That house was mine! The land is mine! Technically, it's all my brother's stuff, but that also means that it's mine. And I know you and him were working on getting a divorce from one another, right? Well, now you've gone and really done it, Alina. I'm going to make sure you have to pay for vandalizing our things. Morgan, how about you cut that BS right now and get a grip? I know that I'm not the most patient of people in this world, but I think I gave a lot of my patience for you, and you're still acting like a child. That house, the one you keep saying somehow became yours, was originally built by my grandparents. What? After they both passed away, it was given to my uncle, and he lived there by himself for a little while. But once he had retired from his job and planned to move out to where his wife was living, my parents agreed to allow him to give me the house. So he went and changed the name on the place to my name, making it my house. What? And for a while now, I've been paying the bills on that house, and it has been written down in all my taxes. So not only am I saying it was my house, but it is, by law, my house. What the? Normally, wouldn't the house become your husband's after you get married? I don't think that matters. Dang, what am I going to do? How am I going to explain all of this to my brother now? You don't have to worry about your brother anymore, Morgan. Right now, I'm with him, and we're both moving into our new house as you and I speak. Huh? Sorry, Morgan. But from the very beginning, your brother was lying to you about being on your side in all of this, as he was only doing that to fool you into letting him plan things out more solidly. Really, he's always been on my side. No way! And he never once believed that bullcrap about my daughter not being his kid. I'll have you know, actually, that your brother and I worked very hard making our daughter and needed some help from a doctor due to some issues because of fertility. So Kenneth was there as he watched me be impregnated. There was no way another man could have gotten me pregnant, as they would have had to go through all the efforts your brother and I did. You're lying. Then where am I supposed to go now? Good point. Personally, I think you should go to hell for all the crap you pulled this time around. But a better place would be a doctor so they can test your head and find out what the hell is wrong with you. However, before you go and do that, maybe try your parents' house first. What? We had all of your things taken out of the house and sent back to your mom so that they wouldn't be destroyed when the house came down. So you're very welcome for that. Wait! By the way, Morgan, I think there's something you forgot to do. Something so very important, and you've put it off so long now that it's past the due date. Could that be your settlement that you need to pay your ex? What? How do you know about that? Your ex-husband's lawyer was calling your parents' house, and they so happened to get to talking. The lawyer was telling your parents that you signed off on paying your husband $500 a month until you finished paying off the full $10,000 you owe him. However, he still hasn't gotten a dime out of you. Wait, no way. And the reason for that divorce in the first place was because you cheated on your husband. But I put in so much work making sure my parents never ever knew about that and thought the divorce was something we both wanted. So that neither my mom or dad knew a thing about the settlement. Well, had you just started paying off your settlement like you agreed to doing, then the lawyer would have never had to call your parents' house and none of us would have known the truth. But you decided to be a dumbass and not pay your husband every month, and that is why he had his lawyer get in touch with your family. So you can't go blaming others for your own faults, because you are in your late 20s now, and children are only legally children until the age of 18. Now stop acting like a frickin' brat and take all of the responsibility you have. What the hell? I was doing so well avoiding everyone. Who the hell do you all think you are anyway? The whole reason Morgan thought that it would be a good idea to take my house from me was because she thought out of everyone, her older brother would side with her and defend her. Apparently her parents were both telling her to get a job and stop acting like a freeloader all the time, and that set her off. So in an attempt to avoid her mom and dad, she stole the duplicate key and made a break for it while Kenneth and I weren't home. Once she felt that she had the place all to herself, she thought that she could act tough and started to tell me how much she hated me before telling me to never come back. Also, when it comes to that man she went overseas with a little bit after taking my house over, she only started dating him because he had money, and so she thought he could start helping her pay off the settlement from her ex. But at the end of their vacation overseas, he knew what she was after and told her to never talk to him again, before getting on a different plane than her and going off to somewhere she'd never find him. And so with that, Morgan was back to square one, where she would have to pay off that settlement all by herself. However, Morgan came back to no home, and her parents were both so pissed off with her that they took all of her things that were not necessary and threw them in the trash. They then told her to take her single bag of clothing and wait outside for a van to come and pick her up. That would be taking her far away to one of her parents' family friends' logging camps. There, she would begin working 6-month-long rotations out in the middle of nowhere, saving her money that she made in order to pay off the settlement, which had now doubled because she broke the contract. I've heard that right now she's always crying and whining on the job, so much to the point that multiple men on the site have told her to shut her mouth before they drop a tree on her.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey! Did you not clean the toilet or anything in the bathroom after I used it this morning? I've told you plenty of times now that after I get out of the toilet in the morning, you are to clean it.
Excuse me?
You're only working as a remote employee now, so you should be able to manage something simple like cleaning my crap out of the inside of the toilet.
Peyton, I was wondering what you were going to start talking about just then. I'll have you know that I cleaned the toilet for you last night already. If that wasn't enough to make you happy, then how about you clean the toilet after you're done using it instead?
Huh? You're gonna talk back to me now, even though I'm the one allowing you to live in this home?
How about yourself? We are both working full-time jobs right now, so I don't want to hear from you that you're the reason I get to live here.
Shut up. I'm the one making way more than you.
No, you are not.
What?
To tell you the truth, ever since the start of this year, I've started to make more money than you.
Huh?
Ever since January, I took on a new position that has me making a better salary within the same company, which means I am now making another $350 more than you every month. So there you go, Peyton.
What did you just say? You stop working that job right now!
Excuse me?
I've never, ever heard of a woman making more than a man before, especially when that woman is the man's wife. So you cut that crazy crap out right now!
Are you insane?
What?
The whole reason I'm working this job in the first place is because you barely make enough to support the both of us. How about you think a bit more before you speak, child? Now, I'm still working, unlike someone here, so I need to get back to work.
Hey, but the toilet!
Clean up your dang crap yourself.
Damn it!
Good morning, Mercy. Do you have time to chat right now? Good morning, Martha. And sure, what would you like to talk about? Did something come up? I just got back from my vacation and thought that I'd stop by today to drop off the gifts I got for you both. Would it be all right with you if I swung by this afternoon? Oh, that's right. You went out to Colorado the other day, right? Well, I hope you had a relaxing trip home. It was a wonderful little vacation, and the flight back wasn't all too bad either. If you're wanting to come over this afternoon, then that should be perfectly fine with me. Actually, do you think I could come over right now? Or do you have something going on? Right now I'm close to a deadline for work. I didn't realize that this week would be my last for this project, so I'm having to cram all of my work in right now in order to finish. Oh no. Then I should probably stop texting you right now so that you can focus on your job, right? Oh, I'm sorry that I didn't bring this up at the beginning. No worries, it's my fault for forgetting that you'd be working at this time on a weekday. I'll make sure to come by this afternoon with the gifts I have then, and I'll send you a text before I arrive. Good luck with that project now. Well, thank you so much, Martha. I look forward to seeing you this afternoon. Mercy, sorry for taking so long to send you this text. I had something else come up that took me away from sending you a text. No problem, Martha. So you'll be coming to the house now, right? As long as you're free now, I'd love to stop by with the gifts I have for you guys. But, before I can do that, there's something I'd like to ask you. And what's that? Well, this is about your mom, Veronica. Have you been in touch with her at all recently? You're asking about my mom? Well, now that you mention her, I've been so busy recently that it's been over a month now since I last heard from her. We don't normally talk all that often anyway, so I didn't think anything of her not sending me anything. Honestly, if she was ever needing to talk to me about anything, she would call me. She also happens to live 10 minutes away from this house by bike, so it's not like she couldn't come and see me in person. I see. Did something end up happening between you and my mom? Listen, Mercy, about her. This morning I went to the supermarket to pick up some groceries, and I ran into your mom by coincidence. And, well, it just seemed like she was very upset when I said hi to her, like she didn't want to see me there. What? Was she giving you the side eye or something then? Not like that, not like that. I mean, she was a bit on the thinner side, like she hadn't been healthy for some time. Normally, she's a very fit-looking woman, so I was a bit shocked to see her in such a skinny state. I went and asked her if there was anything wrong, but she just shook her head and said no before walking off. Is that right? Well, thank you so much for noticing that something's been up with my mom and letting me know about it. So, with that, I was thinking that since I'm stopping by pretty soon, both you and I could head over to go and see your mom and see what's really going on with her. You'd want to head over there right now? This is just a feeling I have regarding her, but it seems that right now is the only time we can act before something goes wrong. I would hate to check up on her by myself since I'm your mother-in-law, but with you being her daughter, I thought it would be best that you go and see what's up. She would probably feel more comfortable talking to you about whatever issues she has at the moment, right? So, could we both go over and check on her? Understood. I'll get myself ready, and once you're here, we can both head over to her place. Thank you again for letting me know about her.
Hey! Now you're not even bothering to clean the shower or anything? Are you gonna keep that up? I told you so many times before that I'm tired when I get home from putting in some hard work. So I would like to come home to a clean shower that's already running hot for me so that I may hop right in. Also, I just took a massive dump in the toilet, so get in here and clean it out right now.
What the hell are you whining about right now by yourself? I'm pretty sure when it came to the shower, we talked about how the first person to use it was the one to get it warmed up and ready. And I've told you already that if you're going to make a mess in the toilet all the time, you can clean it up yourself.
Shut the hell up. If you don't get this done in 5 minutes, I'm gonna get your mom and have her clean my stinky crap up for me.
What was that?
I've been thinking about a lot of things lately. And the conclusion I've come to based on how you always act towards your husband is that your mom didn't do a good enough job raising you to be a proper wife. So I've decided that from now on, I'm going to start telling this straight to your mom and having her start to show me that she is sorry for the inexcusable woman you've turned out to be. So the next time you don't listen to a word I say, I'm gonna make this your mom's problem and have her come here to scrape up my crap instead. I'll make sure to put whatever youth she had left in her to good use here.
I have something to tell you from your mom, Peyton. She said you clean your shit up yourself, you dick.
What?
Peyton.
Huh? What?
What Mercy just said to you was word for word what I told her to say. I think it's time you start cleaning up your own shit for a change, you asshole.
Mom? Wait, why?
You're asking me why? Because I'm with Mercy right now and saw what you were saying to her just a second ago. And that's why I'm talking with you now about that toxic behavior of yours.
You guys are together right now?
And if you'd like to hear what the cherry on top of all this is, it's that we're both with her mom right now as well.
Why? Why are all three of you together right now?
I'm not going to sit here explaining all the details to you right now after what I just saw from you. I never thought that my son would turn out to be such an awful husband. I'm so embarrassed right now that there are tears coming out of my eyes.
I can't believe you guys are all together right now. Why?
So, what was it that you said? Were you just saying to Mercy that her not listening to you is because her mom failed at raising her to be a proper woman? Was that what you were saying?
Have you been reading everything we've been saying?
Just remember that a statement like that can go both ways, boy.
What?
If the husband is not listening to his wife enough, that must mean that his mother never did a good enough job raising him to be a proper man, right?
Huh?
Thank you so much for saying all of that to her at this perfect time. I never thought that I'd have to learn how much I failed my 30-year-old son after he started to say things like that to his wife after the way he's already been treating her. Guess I'll have to make up for all of that now.
Wait a sec. You don't have to do anything here, Mom. Stay out of this. I never said anything about you, Mom. And don't even begin to think that I meant you failed me in any way.
That's enough from you, Peyton. Well, now that you've made me aware of just how much you still need to learn, I'll begin taking care of you once again, to make sure you are better educated about becoming a proper man.
What? Mercy, help me! I never meant any of that, as though I didn't think you were appropriately raised by your mom or anything, okay? I was a bit, There's this guy at work, all right? And he just so happens to be the breadwinner in his household. He told me that even though his wife and him are both working full time, that it's his wife's job to take care of all the chores at home. He also told me that since the man is always the one making the money to support the household, there's no reason for him to work, because everybody should already understand he does more than enough. That was the advice he gave me about becoming a stronger man. So,
Oh, you're talking about that really bossy husband who happens to work in the same department as you?
Wait, do you already know about him?
His wife happens to be a friend of mine that I made back in college.
Are you kidding me?
And today they got a divorce.
What?
Would you like to know what the reason was for that divorce? The reason was exactly the same as what you've been doing to me. His wife, my friend, just so happened to be the breadwinner in the house, but her husband was too stuck in his ways of acting like the man of the house should be king no matter what. And after a couple weeks and months of being treated like garbage, even though she was making the money and doing everything, she snapped. She slapped him so hard across the face that he passed out for a couple of seconds, only to wake up to her saying she was divorcing him. So today she went to the courthouse and handed in the divorce papers.
What? No way!
By the way, why are you texting me right now?
What?
Right now, your mom is wanting you to clean not only the toilet, but the whole bathroom as well as the shower, and then go clean the entire kitchen, right? I'm not going to sit here and let you slack off from your chores.
I'll get back to work right now, so please don't say anything to my mom about me slacking off.
Hi, Martha. I just wanted to let you know that Peyton just went on a rant about how he didn't mean to say I was a bad wife or anything, like he was trying to excuse himself after being an asshole. I see. So you and him were just talking? Could you tell that he was slacking off? I'm sure he thought he had a chance to get some rest because I'm at the supermarket right now. But unfortunately for him, I placed cameras all over the house that I'd normally use for my cat in order to watch what he's been doing while I'm gone. I can see everything he's doing there right now. Is that right? So you're watching him with the cameras meant for your cat? Seeing that he's not yet behaving himself, I'll make him clean the stairs and front porch when I get home. Ah, I think it's going to be a very long time before he learns his lesson.
Mercy! I can't take this anymore. Please help me.
What is it now?
Where the hell have you ran off to? I just got home and it's all clean and everything. But when I had a look in the fridge, I noticed that there was no food at all that was made up for me. There isn't even any beer in the fridge right now. I can't find you anywhere in this house. You're not even in your office working. Where the hell did you run off to when there's still cooking that needs to be done?
I'm at my parents' house.
What?
Since you're home now, that would mean you finished up all the chores that your mom asked for you to do today.
That's right.
Yet even after all of that work she had you do to teach you a lesson, you're still talking to me with that tone?
I have thought a lot since I started doing those chores. That house is my mom's house, and this house is mine. I understand that my co-worker that ended up getting divorced had that happen to him because he tried to be a king. But all I am is the perfect breadwinner, and I want to make this place my perfect home.
I always thought there was a medication for everything, but I suppose some things just cannot be treated.
Huh?
Listen here, Peyton. Your hopes of having the perfect household where you got to be this perfect breadwinner has been skewed from the start.
Huh? How are my hopes skewed?
We're getting a divorce.
What?
You'd better be very happy that I'm not doing the same thing to you that my friend did to her husband.
You can't leave me! Mercy! I don't want a divorce!
I have no frickin' idea what that guy was trying to do in the end there. I thought for sure after Martha has gotten her way with him, he would have been a changed man and would have been a lot more open-minded. But even she already knew it was too late for her overbearing son and told me that I had to get away from him soon before he began to realize I was over him. She told me it was time for a divorce and that she'd make sure he signed the papers. Martha even told Peyton herself to let me leave him, before giving a heavy sigh and saying that she no longer wanted to see him anymore. After both myself and his mom cut ties to him, I was able to get the divorce I wanted and was free. However, half a year later, things would become a lot worse for the already corrupted man. He ended up having to quit his job at work after trying to make a move on one of the girls in his office, only for her to tell HR and have them start questioning him. This then led to the company doing a full investigation into him based off what was said, and even after quitting, more and more things came up. What he'd been saying and doing to female employees there went so deep that he ended up being asked to pay 4 separate settlements from 4 different women he had worked with. The total amount ended up being so much that not even his savings could pay it all off, and so he had to go into debt in order to afford not being taken to court. Unfortunately for Peyton, though, him not having a job meant that he couldn't borrow money from the bank, and so he was forced to borrow from loan sharks, who soon wanted their money back. But instead of breaking his legs as a warning for not paying them, the loan sharks instead had him taken away in an unmarked truck to a warehouse out of state where he is now working all day and night to make up for the money he took from them.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.